point is, you're working for a news organization. If they're lying about a comedian taking horse medication, what are they telling us about Russia? What are they telling us about Syria? Do you understand that that's why people get concerned about the veracity?
Let's just say Joe Rogan has completely run out of patience with the woke media, and he's no longer pulling any punches. Every time he switches on that mic, it turns into a takedown of the lies, the spin, the Trump obsession, and the lazy clickbait culture that's poisoning public conversation. Rogan is cutting through the noise with facts, logic, and unapologetic straight talk. So if you're fed up with the media circus and want honest conversation without filters, stick around, because things are about to get loud, candid, and real.
Glad you're better. I'm glad it only lasted a day.
You're probably the only one at CNN that's glad.
No. We're not.
The rest of them are all lying about me taking horse medication. And we should talk about that.
That bothered you.
It should bother you too. They're lying at your network about people taking human drugs versus drugs for veterinary.
Calling it a horse dewormer is not a flattering thing. I get that.
It's a lie. It's a lie on a news network, and it's a lie that's a willing. That's a lie that they're conscious of. This is not a mistake.
Yeah.
They're unfavorably framing it as veterinary medicine.
Here's the quick rundown behind the viral moment everyone's talking about. Joe Rogan caught the flu and, like countless Americans, followed his doctor's treatment plan. One of the medications prescribed was ivermectin. That should have been the end of the story. But when CNN found out, they twisted it. Instead of simply reporting the facts, they pushed a sensational lie. Because Rogan had been openly calling out their hypocrisy, they hit back by portraying him as some conspiracy nut taking horse dewormer. The narrative spread fast, but Rogan refused to let it slide. So when CNN's chief medical correspondent, Dr. Sanjay Gupta, appeared on his podcast, Rogan confronted him calmly and directly, forcing the truth into the spotlight. He didn't just defend himself. He exposed CNN's dishonesty with evidence right in front of Gupta.
What did the FDA put out?
It was a tweet, and it was snarky. I admit it. They said, "You are not a horse, you are not a cow, stop taking this stuff," or something like that.
Why would you say that when you're talking about a drug that's been given out to billions and billions of people, a drug that was responsible for one of the inventors of it winning the Nobel Prize in 2015?
Yeah.
No, a drug that has been shown to stop viral replication in vitro. You know that, right? Why would they lie and say that's horse dewormer? I can afford people medicine, mother. This is ridiculous. It's just a lie.
I don't think anyone is thick.
But don't you think that a lie like that is dangerous on a news network when you know that they know they're lying? You know that they know that I took medicine. Like, here it is. This is ivermectin.
You got it with
right
you.
Here.
To clear up any confusion, let's break down the basic facts. Ivermectin comes in two forms. One version is made for animals, mainly livestock like horses. The other version is made for humans and has been FDA approved for decades to treat conditions such as parasitic infections. This isn't obscure medical trivia. It's widely known and easy to verify. Which is exactly why CNN's framing wasn't some innocent mistake. They knew the difference. They pushed the horse medicine narrative anyway. It wasn't confusion. It was a targeted smear, fueled by resentment because Rogan had been exposing their bias and calling out their spin. So when they saw the opportunity, they twisted the story to make him look reckless and irresponsible. And Rogan made sure they were held accountable for it.
Two things on the ledger. You have, before we get to that, does it bother you that the news network you work for out and out lied, just outright lied about me taking horse dewormer?
They shouldn't have said that.
Why did they do that?
I don't know.
You didn't ask? You didn't think that was you're the medical guy over there.
I didn't ask. I should have asked before coming on your podcast.
But they did it with such glee.
No,
yes,
Joe.
They did. I watched.
I watched.
You watched.
No, I don't think there's
yes,
glee.
They did.
No one takes.
Joe Rogan says he has COVID, taking livestock drug despite.
What makes the exchange even more powerful is how relentless Rogan was impressing Dr. Sanjay Gupta for a real answer. He didn't let the question drift away or get buried in small talk. He kept circling back to the core issue. Why did CNN lie? You could see the discomfort on Gupta's face. Nervous laughter. Forced smiles. Subtle deflection. But Rogan wouldn't let him dodge it. Every time Gupta tried to smooth things over or shift direction, Rogan pulled the conversation right back to the truth. It was determined, focused, and impossible to brush aside. Gupta was stuck in the middle, trying to defend the network without getting crushed in real time.
You're working for a news organization. If they're lying about a comedian taking horse medication, what are they telling us about Russia? What are they telling us about Syria? Do you understand that that's why people get concerned about the veracity?
And here's the bigger problem. If mainstream media is willing to lie about a comedian with a podcast, what else are they willing to lie about? Joe Rogan isn't a political powerhouse. He's not sitting in the Oval Office or passing legislation. Yet they still tried to publicly discredit him without hesitation. So if they can smear someone like Rogan this easily, imagine how far they'll go when politics and power are at stake. This is exactly why Trump calls them fake news. Over and over again, they prove his point for him.
Go ahead, John. No. John Roberts, go ahead. CNN's fake news. I don't take questions.
Heading into the 2024 presidential election, the media didn't just report on Trump. They launched a nonstop smear campaign. Every headline was carefully shaped to make him look unstable, extreme, or dangerous, while real national problems were brushed aside. Accusations were amplified. Context was removed. Panels were filled with commentators cheering for his downfall. Old controversies were recycled. Quotes were twisted. It wasn't objective reporting. It was activism posing as journalism, with one clear goal: destroy Trump before voters ever got their say. And CNN was far from the only outlet
really
playing that game.
New lows, so eager to restart their debunked Russian conspiracy theories that they somehow managed to mix up this man, Modi, the Indian Prime Minister, with this dude, Vladimir Putin. Easy mistake to make if you've lost all reasoning, any semblance of objectivity. When you are an activist journalist for MSNBC, here are some of the corrections.
Last night, The Last Word reported on excerpts of an interview between the Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, and an Indian TV news network in which she said Trump was good friends with a world leader. Now, we said that world leader was Vladimir Putin, but the full interview was subsequently released, and it showed that Gabbard was referring to Donald Trump and the Indian Prime Minister, Narendra Modi.
Moments like this show just how far networks like CNN and MSNBC will go to control the narrative. Truth becomes secondary. The priority is protecting their political favorites and tearing down anyone who challenges them. If a public figure threatens their worldview, they frame them as dangerous, unstable, or extreme. But when it's someone they support, the standards magically shift. Take Kamala Harris, for example. When she stumbled through an awkward 60 Minutes interview, the footage was edited to make her appear more polished and composed. Now imagine if Trump had done the same thing. Every awkward second would have been replayed endlessly across every network. That double standard says everything.
Tulsi Gabbard mentions that Trump is good friends with a world leader, and they not only just assumed she's talking about Vladimir Putin, but then they report that as if it were fact on television. That's what happened. Let's hear one more correction from MSNBC on that issue.
Last night, we reported on excerpts of an interview between the Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, and an Indian TV news network, in which she said that Trump was good friends with a world leader. We said that world leader was Vladimir Putin, but the full interview shows that Gabbard was referring to Trump and Indian Prime Minister Modi.
MSNBC eventually issued 2 public apologies for that mistake. But let's be honest, an apology doesn't erase what it exposed. This wasn't just a technical slip. It revealed a mindset. When they heard Tulsi Gabbard mention Trump having a relationship with a world leader, they instantly jumped to Putin without context, without confirmation, and without facts. That isn't journalism. That's reckless speculation driven by political bias. They wanted the narrative to fit their preferred storyline. And when the truth came out, they quietly walked it back, hoping viewers would move on. But people aren't forgetting. Incidents like this are exactly why trust in legacy media
despite
keeps
the
collapsing.
relentless fake news and media hysteria, Donald Trump is the most popular president with Republican voters ever. And that includes the great Ronald Reagan after he survived a assassination attempt. Grab some popcorn and enjoy this lefty rage bait, also known as facts.
So this isn't just Republicans who like Donald Trump. This is Republicans who love Donald Trump. And he's up like a rocket. Look at this. In July 2017, the strongly approved was 53%. That's pretty good. But look at where he is now. 63% of Republicans strongly approve of the job that Donald Trump is doing about 5 months into his presidency. Republicans love Donald Trump the way that Americans love Disney.
Here's where it gets almost ironic. According to CNN, Donald Trump is now the most popular Republican president in history. Think about what that means coming from the same network that spent years trying to bury him under negative coverage, impeachment talk, endless panels, and hit pieces. After all the attacks and attempts to destroy his image, they failed. Instead of breaking his base, they only strengthened it. His support grew, not shrank. Meanwhile, CNN's own ratings plummeted. The outlet that tried to take him down is now struggling to stay relevant, while the movement they tried to silence continues to build momentum.
Things are getting better day by day, even as the demented Democrats call for Donald Trump to be impeached for a targeted strike against Iran's nuclear facilities. Still, the number of sane, rational folk is increasing. You know, things are looking up when a confirmed TDS sufferer like Charlemagne is belatedly seeing the light. Now, this is going to outrage his lefty audience. There'll be meltdowns galore because he's spitting facts.
There have been a bunch of presidents who have ordered strikes without congressional approval. Barack Obama did it against Libya. Joe Biden ordered strikes in Iraq and Syria without congressional approval. Bill Clinton did it to Kosovo, I think you pronounce it. So presidents ordering military action without congressional approval has become pretty routine.
People are finally starting to wake up. Bit by bit, they're realizing how deeply the media has twisted narratives for years. More Americans are turning away from legacy networks and seeking out independent voices, podcasts, and alternative platforms to hear unfiltered perspectives. They're tired of selective outrage and political spin. They want authenticity and honesty. And with that shift, many are rethinking how Trump was portrayed. For years he was painted as a villain, a danger, an enemy of the nation. But once the noise is stripped away, people see something different. A leader who wanted to prioritize the country, restore jobs, secure borders, protect freedoms, and revive pride in America. The lies are catching up to the media. Rogan exposed it. Trump challenged it. And now the public is seeing it for themselves. The old era of blind trust in corporate news is fading, and a new demand for truth, accountability, and real leadership is taking its place.